Well, I had been sending out my application and my resume to different companies looking for a job.
When Gabriella Olds Googled her name, she expected to see her LinkedIn profile and maybe other social media pages.
Someone said, oh, you should Google yourself just to see what they see. So I decided to Google myself and I saw my name pop up.
Oh, her name popped up all right, along with her driver's license photo from 10 years ago, right next to Adams County District Attorney Brian Mason. He was announcing the indictment of a Mexican drug cartel ring in Adams County in 2023. There was Gabriella Olds, named as a criminal defendant, indicted by a Colorado grand jury for dealing massive quantities of fentanyl.
What I would call an alleged big fish. So somebody who works directly for this cartel out of Mexico.
When I saw my picture from my old driver's license with the district attorney when he was giving his press conference, it was a completely out-of-body experience. I thought I was hallucinating, I think.
In a state of shock, the stay-at-home mother of 4 hired a Colorado criminal defense attorney who told her U.S. Marshals could show up at her home in Texas any day.
I've never even gotten a speeding ticket. I have no criminal record whatsoever, and just out of the blue, they just destroyed that in a moment.
For months, Gabriella never left the house as her attorney got to work to spare her from a 35-year prison sentence.
And I was scared to drive because they said if I get pulled over, I could get arrested, and the bail was set at $50,000 cash.
How does this happen? Her attorney found one of the drug cartel suspects was using Gabriella's old Colorado phone number. Gabriella moved to Texas in 2021, 2 years before District Attorney Brian Mason announced the criminal case that used phone tapping of suspects.
There are very specific laws on when we can listen to people's phone calls. And it's a very, very high standard, as it should be.
Gabriella's attorney said that standard failed when the North Metro Task Force did nighttime surveillance on the woman using Gabriella's old number and assumed this was her. Had investigators bothered to look up that number, they would have found Gabriella stopped using it in 2013.
They're supposed to be thorough, they're supposed to be accurate. We, as the public, are supposed to be able to rely on them and trust their investigations and trust the system. And in this case, that didn't happen.
Her attorney sent the district attorney bank statements and credit card transactions showing Gabriella was living in Texas when she was supposedly selling fentanyl in Adams County parking lots. 4 months later, the DA dismissed the indictment. Have you received any sort of apology or anything like this?
No, not even an acknowledgement. I don't want this to happen to other people.
Yeah. And we're fortunate enough that we could afford a lawyer, and this really is eye-opening to maybe families who didn't have that privilege.
The district attorney's office sent us a comment, but it's definitely not an apology, but rather a claim that they can't talk about this because other defendants' cases are still pending. Any public comment on the investigation beyond the general factual information previously disclosed could jeopardize the integrity of the ongoing legal proceedings and may violate court orders protecting the secrecy of grand jury materials. The statement, though, does acknowledge the criminal case against Gabriella Olds now does not exist. Kim, back to you.
Mm. Yeah. And just thinking that she's doing this because she's trying to find a job, what if an employer had looked this up? So can she file a lawsuit? Can she do something about this?
Well, she spent thousands and thousands of dollars to hire a criminal defense attorney, but in Colorado, you have a government immunity law. Governments cannot be sued for something like this. There has to be direct, wanton, and recklessness for a lawsuit to move forward. This does not reach that threshold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremy.